Bryan Alvarez, Figure 4 Online. Just kidding. Welcome, wrestling fans, to the PW Fan. The PW Fan is a pro wrestling podcast created by the fans for the fans. And thank you for joining us for episode 54. I am your host, your grumpy old school wrestling fan, collector, barber, and musician, Talk Wrestling, Tim Gilbert.
And I'm your host, the architect of pro wrestling podcast, Funko Pop collector, Steelers fan. Unfortunately, this week was not a good week to be a Steelers fan. Andy.
And I'm also your host, the No Selling Wrestling Indie fan and Liverpool supporter. And I'll throw in Eagles fan, Jeremy.
All right.
They're 4-0.
All right. Well, hey, football fans. In this episode, we will be discussing the White Rabbit, Saraya having a segment on AEW.
Good job.
Thank you. I finally said it right. Our Extreme Rules predictions and more. Before we get started, though, like I always ask, if you guys could go to youtube.com and search for the PW Fan, where you can like and subscribe. Subscribe most importantly, so that we can get an actual URL. Once we get to 100 subs on YouTube, we can use a real URL and we can stop doing this long-winded intro. But yep, for now, to find us in all the videos for this year's, to find us for this year's content and last year's, you got to still search the PW Fan. We still have merch available now. ProWrestlingTees.com/the PW Fan, where we have 3 shirt designs, year 1 and 2 pocket logo, and a basic front logo shirt. Just wanted to give out a shout out to our friend Glenn, who I saw ordered a shirt. And thank you so much, man. We just wanted to make you the fan of the week, because that's awesome that you ordered one. And if anybody else wants to be the fan of the week, everybody that buys a shirt I can see. So get on that. Let's see. For all other social media, look us up by looking at the PW Fan, where we kindly ask you to like and subscribe. And finally, we have TikTok, where we actually have posted quite a few videos, and it's been fun. I don't know. It's all new to me. I'm the one running it. I swore that I was never going to have a TikTok, but I'm enjoying it and having a good time. But thank God. I think it's fun, but you know what? I can't doom scroll on there, because I feel like I'll just never stop if I do. Yeah, it is. Well, I apologize for the long-winded intro.
You time travel when you do that.
Seriously.
You time travel when you do that, dude.
All right, so that takes care of all the social media stuff. Andy, I'm just going to pass it over to you and have you get us started. And at the end of the show, stick around, where we will talk about our classic show of the week recommendation, like we've been doing over the last several weeks. All right, Andy.
Can I be a fan of the week? I bought 2 shirts.
Mom bought a shirt.
I bought a classic. Did she?
No, she didn't.
Did she
I'm
really?
Just kidding. No.
No, I bought an old shirt. I bought our original design because I told my best friend Trey when we started the podcast and got shirts that I would get him one, and I had forgotten to keep that promise. So I got an original. And then I got myself, and then I got myself, instead of my best friend, buying it for and supporting us, I bought it for him.
Well, it's funny.
Free advertising, whatever.
Well, I think it's funny because, like, growing up playing in bands, like, one of the rules, especially in, like, kind of like the punk metal scene, is, like, you don't wear your own band's merch. That's, like, pretty lame. However, I will definitely wear my own podcast merch. Hell yeah. I feel like it's completely different. I don't even care. It's funny. I have a shirt with my face on it.
I've worn the original shirt out to, like, a bar or something. But yeah, I got the original for my friend, and then I got the new pocket logo for myself. I didn't get the other one because I don't know, no reason. Anyway, let's kick it off. So I wanted to talk about the White Rabbit stuff because I feel like it's been going on for weeks and we've never really talked about it. I don't know. I think the newest one that happened this past week, I don't know what show it was on. I think they have something for every Raw and every Smackdown. So I think the latest one, though, got to some recording, and then if you played it backwards, it said, like, you know how the Shield did the like military code with each letter? Well, this spelled out Bel Air for some reason, and then it said like 3 other lines after it, which you can look it up. I don't know, but that was a news one. And then I think before that, there was something that got coordinates to a town called Wyndham, which is Bray Wyatt's first name. And before that, I think something led you to Corbin. See, I don't really know what's going on. It's kind of all over the place. Why Bel Air? That's like Bianca. Like, it's the only thing I can think of. My opinion of it, it's brilliant marketing, or like whatever you want to call it. You know, getting the fans. The fans are involved. The fans are like trying to figure it out. You know, it gets them involved. It gets them excited. I mean, if it's not Bray Wyatt, people are gonna freaking riot.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
But, oh, geez, if anyone's watching right now on Raw, this is a nice little progression of what they're doing with the storyline. But, yeah, it's just, I assume whatever's going to happen is going to culminate at Extreme Rules. A few weeks ago, people realized that on the Extreme Rules poster, there was like a lantern with fireflies around it. I don't know if that's just to get people off track or what, but I think whatever's going to happen, they're going to do it at Extreme Rules, or maybe the next night. But what do I know? What's your guys' thought on this whole White Rabbit stuff? You know, Triple H had said it's someone that no one has seen before, which technically, if it is Bray Wyatt, but if it's a different character, then that is true. But
yeah, it could just be like Bray Wyatt, but as maybe like Wyndham, if he wants to be that.
And there was something with the numbers 1911 that popped up, which he wore on his hat at one point. I don't know. We hadn't really ever gotten into it, and it's a big thing that has been going week to week. So I just wanted.
I mean, I kind of feel like you said, like at this point, if it's not Bray Wyatt, if he's not, the person behind it, then I don't might be, unless it's someone big, like it feels kind of like a disappointment then if it's not him.
Yeah, you need someone to make up for it if it's not.
Yeah, because everyone's like convinced now, and also it's like it'd be cool if it was him too, because I want to see him back on TV every week. Not that like it's funny because everyone loves Bray Wyatt now that he's gone, but like if you think back, like he's never really had a great match, so to speak. Really,
he's never had a great match, and the Fiend character. I've seen all this stuff. People were saying like the Fiend character destroyed baby faces. Like it just ruined their characters. Maybe except for like Bryan Danielson.
Yeah, and so like the character work itself is amazing, but I don't know, like if he maybe changes his in-ring style or something. I don't know. Yeah, I don't.
So. Sounds like you're reciting the thing I heard said by Brian Alvarez, Figure 4 Online. How's everyone doing?
He was the first I heard it, but then I scrolling through TikTok, people are talking about the same kind of things.
There's other I still love Bray Wyatt, but
I'm just teasing. I agree, honestly, though. Like in the scenario, I see after hearing Brian Alvarez say that, and then others, I kind of sat and thought about it. And no, seriously, like the Fiend character is such that it almost would have to be booked in like a Roman Reigns type of way, where he's basically like unbeatable, like he's God tier. Because if you don't, then he's kind of just like a guy in a creepy Halloween costume. Like, I don't know. I try to compare it to...
You can't bring back the Fiend. He was burned alive. You can't bring him back. You can't.
Well, maybe he'll be something else.
Characters the way WWE does. You can't just undo it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I think it is. I don't think it's Fiend. I think it's something else.
Didn't he, though, have in the Bray Wyatt's Firefly Funhouse, did he not have a rabbit character that was a bunny puppet?
Rambling Rabbit, but I thought they cut its head off, man.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. I don't know. I was trying to make some correlation or some connection, but
we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it could be something none of us are expecting. Apparently, higher-ups are not really privy to Mustafa Ali. Sorry, has braids right now. I'm looking at Raw. It's very random. It got my attention. Never seen him before.
He changed his look. He got on TV. That's what happened.
Yeah, he got on TV actually. Now I don't know what I was saying, guys.
Well, like Andy, you said there's one theory before that you didn't like, but it could be true. Is that they brought the Funhouse people to life? Like, what was that? Like the
there was a theory going around. Mainly, I saw it on TikTok. It was like the whole White Rabbit thing. Like, is people like the characters from the Firefly Funhouse are coming to life, so you don't need the Funhouse anymore. So you got Bray Wyatt. That witch puppet would be like Scarlet, Bordeaux. The White Rabbit would be Karrion Kross. Dexter Lumis would be the Buzzard, and Bray Wyatt would be like the puppet master of all that stuff. I don't know. I hate it because someone like Karrion Kross doesn't need it right now. He's in like a main program with like someone like Drew McIntyre.
Yeah,
he's not. But whatever happened, like, because people were saying things about Baron Corbin. It's like whatever happened with him hopping in JBL's car, and just we haven't seen him since.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ezekiel's off TV. Is he come back as Elias, or is this there's so
I'm
many...
pretty sure he's coming back as Elias.
Watch the what's that video online? It was like it was Vince all along. Vince is I don't know. It's one of those we're gonna have to wait and see. There's a lot of theories out there, and really no one knows except for certain people backstage at WWE. But they're throwing out a lot of the teasing that they're doing does hint at Bray Wyatt. So
if it's not, this almost feels though at this point like you remember before everything went wrong, before CM Punk debuted in AEW. They kept talking, like, right before that Chicago show, they kept being, like, hinting at that it's going to be CM Punk, and to the point where it was like, if it's not CM Punk, it's like, people are going to be pissed. I feel like if this isn't Bray Wyatt, like, people are going to be like, alright, whoever this is at this point, it's not going to help them, because people are going to be disappointed. If it's not Bray Wyatt, people are going to be disappointed. It doesn't matter who it is. Yeah. If it's Karrion Kross, dude, people are going to boo him. I'm telling you.
He's already there. That's the thing. It doesn't make sense. He's already there.
It wouldn't be him. People just keep saying that because
at Extreme Rules.
No, people just say that because of
his old character.
Yeah, some fucking
Lucha Underground.
Yes, some indie, some small company somewhere. He did something. Indie. No one cares. No, and I like Lucha Underground.
Lucha Underground was awesome. I like it.
It's great, but like people act like when Johnny is like scrolling through the channel, who's 12, he's gonna be like, "Oh, it must be like, dude, no, it's got to be Bray Wyatt. It has to be."
Yeah.
Well,
what if it's like Cody or something?
No,
that's okay.
Too much stock in the American Nightmare thing.
That's okay.
But I mean, like, it would be like the only thing that would make the bitter blow. You'd be like, okay, I'm disappointed it's not Bray Wyatt, but
nah, dude, people would be booing the shit out of Cody once he returned. Whoever it's not, if it ends up not being him, whoever it is just going to be fucking booed out the.
I mean, that's what I was saying originally, but I was just thinking, like, if you're gonna do something like the trade-off, if you're gonna disappoint everybody. And it's not Bray Wyatt, the trade-off has to be something that's like, you're like, all right, but I can't think of anything besides Cody that would be, I don't know. Unless all of a sudden, if all of a sudden Shawn Michaels is the White Rabbit and Shawn Michaels is the White Rabbit and him and AJ Styles are going to have a WrestleMania match, then I'm like, all right, now I'm in. But that's not going to happen, so...
Well, let's move on from the White Rabbit stuff. Before we get into Raw, next week there is the DX reunion, and I read online that WWE is in some way preparing for "Scissor Me, Daddy Ass" chants.
That's a funny.
I don't know how you. The only way you can prepare for it is like cut it out of TV when it happens.
Yeah,
it's just gonna be like bleeped. basically the whole time.
But you're just going to
But
see.
that's just like such a funny headline, isn't it?
But you know what's going to happen? You're just going to see. Sorry, excuse me, guys. You're just going to see a bunch of people in the crowd doing the scissors. I mean, so you're going to know it's there.
Yeah.
I did not mean to cough into the microphone.
Next.
My apologies to the listener. You
That's
should see it on
next
video.
Monday.
It looks even worse.
I'm just vaping over here. Oh, look, I don't know if you guys noticed right now on TV, they got rid of the Velcro for the titles, and it's back to the snaps.
Thank God.
Oh, it should have been.
The Velcro looks like a kid's toy.
So. It's just apparently the Velcro was easier to put on and take off, but whatever.
I don't give a hoot.
I like
You're
that.
I
like
getting
seeing
paid
the
$1 million. Put a cool title on.
Let's get into Raw, though. It opened up last week with Seth Rollins versus Rey Mysterio. This match was actually really good. Good opener. In the end, Dominic threw down his chair in front of Rey and kneeled. As Rey was distracted, Rhea Ripley attacked him from behind and rolled him into the ring so Rollins could win with a submission. Pretty good match. Good opener for the show. Those two, went at it. I don't know which one of you saw it, but
Yeah, I mean, Seth and Ray, I feel like it's always going to be good. Like, I could probably watch that every week if they had it.
it was really good. I mean, they had that feud during the Thunderdome thing, but I think
Yeah, it's always different.
it just didn't, you didn't have the crowd or anything.
Dude,
so I don't know.
that era of wrestling is so dark. For me, at least.
It's dark.
Like, Tim, you didn't even watch it, did you?
I would like.
Tim stopped watching during that time.
It
He
would
just saw
literally.
clips.
It would literally make me depressed. Like I would turn it on and I tried to watch AEW, and you would just see Billy Gunn in the front row cheering, and I just be like, oh God.
Oh yeah, that.
It would
I
just,
forgot, yeah.
it would just, would,
have talent as the fans.
Take me out of it so much that I just couldn't mentally submerge myself into buying into the stories.
Yeah.
And then the same thing with this Thunderdome, and also just visually, the Thunderdome was awful for me. It was so overwhelming to my eyes, and it hurt my eyes.
Yeah,
but
it overstimulated everything.
Yeah,
and all the screens.
I mean, I think the concept and execution, honestly, was very well done considering the circumstances.
It was as good as it could do, but it was just
But it's just
ideal.
as a viewer, as a viewer, it was just so Also, it just was a constant reminder. Both channels, whether it was Billy Gunn and Jungle Boy in the front row cheering on AEW or TV screens on the other channel, it just made me think about the whole time. I'm like, dang, the world is in this weird state right now. So it was a constant.
Do you remember
reminder.
before they got the screens though? There was just no one in there but the announcers and them.
Yeah, that was horrible.
It was so bad.
That's how Ring of Honor was and Impact.
Yeah, it's just so quiet.
It's
And you hear them running across the ring, and I'm like, this is, I don't know. It's hard.
I think that's when all the noise pumping started, was during that.
Yeah, but that didn't make it
Okay,
sound any
okay.
better, because then you're like, I know there's no crowd there.
You're like, this is so obvious it's pumped in.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on past Seth Rollins and Rey Mysterio, get back on track here. We have another segment of backstage. Finn Balor is trying to get AJ to join again, but AJ saying no. We'll get back to this later because consequences of him saying no take effect. We had Nikki Ash, Nikki Ash, whatever, in the ring, waiting for her opponent. Doesn't know who it is. Out comes Candice LeRae, Johnny Wrestling's wife. Surprise, just like Johnny Gargano, it was not announced. It was not hinted at. It was, kept a secret, and she just came out as a surprise. I always liked her, so good to see her. She beat Nikki ASH, and then Nikki ASH sat in the corner, took off her mask, and was kind of sobbing in a way. So I don't know if we're getting a character change, maybe back to her old crazy gimmick, maybe something new. Enough of the superhero shit.
Yeah.
You know.
Her crazy gimmick was I actually liked it.
Yeah, me and Tim got to see it live at Harvard Community College. It was
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
his father-in-law when her music came out and it was the screaming. It was like, what is going on?
I'm watching Raw right now. Is this the first time Mustafa is debuting this look?
Yeah.
Not with the tights, but with the hair.
I just like the overall, I like the tights. I think I like the look. I think I prefer it more than the superhero thing. He looks like a wrestler.
Something different.
He looks like a pro wrestler.
I don't know.
I don't know. He came back a little while ago, and then they just squashed him with the Miz and Ciampa, and then he didn't see him on TV for a little while.
He's a really good wrestler.
He's good, yeah. You know, I would have. He was supposed to. We've talked about this before. He was supposed to have that Kofi spot that he got all these years ago, but then he got hurt by Randy.
Yeah, he was starting to get really over too.
So after the Nikki ASH thing, we keep getting off the rails because we're all watching Raw at the same time while doing this. We had Sami Zayn versus AJ Styles. Awesome match. Really fun. Winner was Sami Zayn in the end. The Judgment Day comes out, and Finn, asks him one more time. And throws up the too sweet symbol. AJ, throws up the middle finger instead, and Judgment Day attacks him. He eventually is laying on the ground, has a chair around his neck, and they act like they're going to stomp on it, but instead they leave him be. I think it's them saying that they can do it anytime they want. That immediately led into Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest because Damian Priest was already out in the ring. We had Matt Riddle versus Damian Priest, former best friends. Winner was Matt Riddle. Afterwards, Riddle is getting beaten down, and then Edge returns after coming back from being beat down by Judgment Day once again. Edge challenges Finn Balor to an I Quit match at Extreme Rules, and this I'm actually very excited for. I don't know if Edge has ever been an I Quit match, but that should be really good.
Yeah. Edge and Finn Balor, I feel like even just a normal match, that'll be good, but I feel like they're going to make this really good.
Yeah.
I know it's a guy that
How about you,
Edge
Tim?
really... I know it's a guy that Edge really wanted to work with. I remember, because I was a frequent listener of the Edge and Christian...
Out of awesomeness.
Yeah, and he used to... It's cool to see him work with guys that he said on the show that he really wanted to work with. Or he used to say, I wish I could have, or I wish I could. And, now, since then, years have passed and he's back. But it's still cool for me when I see him work with a guy that he wants to work with.
Yeah. That wrapped up Raw, though. We can go straight into Dynamite if y'all want to. We had the show open up with the JAS ROH Championship celebration. This segment was bumpy. Let's just say that.
Yeah, it was good and bad.
It was good and bad. Let's go with the bad first. They had the pizza guy in there. They finally took him out. Hopefully he'll never show up again.
That guy. I mean, that was like, even if they brought him on that one time because he was like a viral video or whatever online, I'm like, all right, that's fine.
Some
but
people love it. You read the comments? People are like, oh, yeah.
No. I will not accept this.
Garbage.
I will not, you want to tell me that Orange Cassidy's cool? Okay, it did make me laugh a couple times. The pizza guy was funny for a YouTube video or like a Twitter clip or but I'm not going to entertain the idea that this is going to become a thing.
Dude, he's just in the ring spinning his pizza there the whole time.
No.
You know whose idea that probably was?
Jericho. Yeah, because he wants to get on whatever's hot.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to remember what happened in this segment. I know there ended up being some, turmoil with Daniel Garcia and Jericho, if I'm not mistaken, right?
The whole wrestler and sports entertainer thing.
Danielson came out and then challenged Matt Menard to a match, and that led to their match next. They're all in purple suits out there, all the JAS.
I was like, I guess he wrestled in those purple pants. I was like,
yeah. You know, I saw that, I was like, is he gonna wrestle like that?
yeah.
JR is hilarious. JR is always throwing shade if you listen to him. I think that, honestly, that's an underrated part of the AEW show is if you listen closely to JR.
You gotta listen to him.
He's always throwing some sort of, like, backhanded, like, comment in there. It's always hilarious.
Do you think that's why they took him off of Dynamite? They're like, all right, JR, like, we need to edit your comments now and put you on a Rampage.
Talking shit on the company.
Yeah.
I don't know. He is funny, though. I think.
I'm trying to... so Jericho's whole plan with this ROH title is to... It's kind of the Ring of Dishonor championship. He's trying to beat all the former...
Ring of Jericho.
Is that what it is? He's trying to beat all the former ROH champions, starting with the main event tonight, which means he would have to face Danielson again, I guess, right?
Former he's doing it.
You have to face
not this week,
Joe, Punk, Jay Lethal.
Not Punk. They don't mention Punk anymore. He doesn't exist.
Cody Rhodes. Oh, well, you can't wrestle Cody Rhodes. Adam Cole, I guess. Have to beat Adam Cole. Adam Cole could come back as a face and try to, I don't know.
Yeah.
So that seems to be the plan for that. Next, we had MJF and Wheeler Yuta.
Cole Cabana.
Cole Cabana.
Yeah. Anyway.
Punk's gone, so
Wheeler Yuta comes out, and
damn it, Punk,
they're in
why?
Philadelphia, which is where...
Why? You son of a bitch!
Wheeler Yuta comes out, they're in Philadelphia, which is where Wheeler's from. Say what you want. I'm going to say my opinion. I don't like Wheeler Yuta on the mic.
It's boring.
Especially when you got him going up against someone like MJF. So he's calling out MJF. MJF comes out. MJF just completely destroys him on the mic. Wheeler's own hometown likes MJF more than Wheeler Yuta. But turns out they're going to have a match next week this coming week in DC, which is where Dynamite is. In case y'all didn't know, which is close to us-ish. Me.
Yeah, it's their anniversary show.
Anniversary, because the first show ever was in DC.
Yeah.
After that, we had Jon Moxley versus Juice Robinson. It's a championship eliminator match. Can one of you explain to me what that is?
So if Juice Robinson would have won this match, then he would have got a title shot next week. But he didn't.
So every match is a number one contender for the title. I mean, if it's a championship eliminator match, like
if they call it that.
Win, so these matches aren't for the title; they're for a shot at the title.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Juice Robinson made his debut in AEW. Jon Moxley ended up winning. Before we get into what happened afterwards, what you guys think of the match?
It was a decent match. They've had better ones in New Japan, but Jon Moxley and Juice Robinson.
Crowd was dead for Juice Robinson.
Is this the show?
And I just thought it was funny.
No, you go ahead.
Sorry, I was going to say I thought it was funny with Justin Roberts had to announce Juice Robinson. What's it called? His nickname is like Rock Hard Juice Robinson.
Oh yeah, Rock Hard Juice.
Rock Hard.
I think he's engaged or dating Tony Storm.
Is he?
Not mistaken. Yeah. So afterwards, Hangman, fucking roll my eyes. I'm over Hangman nowadays. After the whole incident and everything, before that even, I don't give a shit. He comes out in more butterfly pants or something like that. After the Moxley match and gets in Moxley's face, but that's not really what the point of that was. The big takeaway was Yuta attacking MJF in the bleachers, in like the club seats, which was actually a good segment, better than their promos back and forth.
MJF actually fell into like the crowd.
Yeah, it was good. So
we can't be
no one
the
cared
only
in the end about Moxley and Hangman.
Like we can't be the only ones that. Like I see what's going on, and I'm a Punk fan. Like Punk was out of line. The Bucks they went in there and it got weird. But don't think I'm forgetting that this whole thing was
it got weird.
Like
Started with Hangman.
They had a good time. No, but like this whole thing like kind of started with Hangman, and like I'm like, I don't think this guy should just get off like scot free. You know what I mean? Like it's like no big deal. And I wasn't caring about this dude before, but now when I see him, I'm like, blah. Like, so, I don't know. But I feel like we can't be the only ones. Like, I think other AEW fans are like, look, we're cool. We're cool with the Bucks. We're cool with Omega. Sucks Punk's gone. But Adam Page, like, I swear, there's got to be more people than just us. Because I feel... You're all right there, Andy. Look like you're having an aneurysm.
Sorry, it was a spear from Lashley that Ali just destroyed him. He did a backflip from the spear. I don't know if you guys are ahead or behind me, but he just wrecked him. Sorry.
Anyway.
That's why I made no noise during it. I was letting you continue to talk. Continue. You can keep going.
No, that was all I had to say. You big jerk.
Okay. I'm not being a jerk. I just saw something on TV and I reacted with no sound. And you stopped talking.
I'm just kidding.
They're actually booking Ali good instead of making him look like
this is your show and you're letting it go off the rails.
This is my show.
I'm gonna have to fire you. I'm gonna have to fire you like when Jim Ross got fired for letting Ric Flair rant you can do my job, man. Good luck. 2K game.
Good luck writing the notes. I know you want to. So after that, I wanted to talk about this segment because everyone seems to be talking about this next segment, the Saraya segment. All right,
Saraya.
Was it good?
Sis.
No, it was not good. Was she rusty?
She even admitted that.
Was she rusty? Sure, yeah. Was she ever really great on the mic? Was she ever amazing on the mic before, though? Not that I can think of.
I mean, she had that thing. This is
my
house. This is my house.
Well, that doesn't make you good on the mic.
That's her thing.
Lee was good on the mic back then. But I don't really know. So this segment, I don't really know what they're doing. She like brings out like the babyface girls. And then is like talking about introducing them to the crowd. In case you don't know who this is, blah, blah, blah. And then Britt Baker comes out with the heels. Britt Baker's talking. They're talking back and forth. It's a weird exchange. And then people are pissed that Saraya said, I have a boss now that actually listens to me. And she's like, I was talking to him and we made this a lumberjack match. Super random. I don't know why.
I think it was like the first lumberjack match they've ever done. I don't remember a lumberjack match.
It was just weird. I don't know what her role is going to be. I can't tell. She said, "I'm damaged, not broken." So does that mean are they going to book her like Sting in the beginning and be protected, and then see what she can do?
It seems like that. I don't even know. I think they were saying like she's not 100% cleared yet either. Like she's going to be. So right now she can't do anything.
So this is not her house yet.
This is her house.
It's like 65% her house.
Well, that lumberjack match was not good, so let's just say that. What was good, though, was this main event. This main event was awesome. Chris Jericho versus Bandito for the ROH World Championship. Bandito is an ex-ROH champion who apparently never got his rematch for it. I think Tony Khan was apparently really impressed with him afterwards. Jericho freaking let this guy. Afterwards. Did he let this dude shine? He was great. The whole match.
Jericho.
Was really Jericho. Took
I know
a lot
we hate on Jericho, but like he took those bumps.
Yeah, this match is great. It was even though Jericho won, it was Bandito's match.
Yeah.
The crowd was into it. It was awesome. You knew Jericho was going to win, but there were still times when you're like, maybe.
I don't know.
With like the stuff Bandito was doing.
I'm sorry. I got to be that guy, boss. Zorro's not doing anything for me. Get out of here.
Oh, well, all right. Well, that wraps up Dynamite.
Yeah.
Grumpy Tim's going to come in.
I'm not grumpy. It's like, who is this guy and why do I care?
You know, I know who Bandito is.
Well,
He wrestled it All In.
Tim's like WWE only.
okay. Excuse me, Mr.
WCW, WWE, NWA, Crockett.
Whatever.
He's like, you're not wrong. Never watched ROH.
What? Okay, I did.
Tim has a lot of ROH.
Excuse me, yeah, and I went and saw fucking Tyler Black in the ECW arena.
So Tyler Black in the
Yeah, I did. In the real ECW arena, boss.
Tyler Black is Seth Rollins.
You know what made me laugh when I was looking at your notes, Andy? The first thing you wrote for SmackDown is a superstar stuck in Florida.
Yeah.
It just made me laugh. I don't know.
Oh. Because people were popping. We'll get to that right now. People were popping up on SmackDown this week that aren't normally on SmackDown because so many superstars live in Florida. They were either stuck or traveling issues. So yeah, that wrapped up Dynamite. Let's get into SmackDown. So yeah, because of Hurricane Ian, there was a lot of traveling issues and certain superstars couldn't get there. We had first match to talk about was Solo Sikoa teaming up with Sami Zayn. Versus Madcap Moss and Ricochet. Winners was Solo Sikoa and Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn, I'm seeing this online more and more. Sami Zayn is the star of this show. Roman's never around.
100%.
Sami Zayn this show is carried on Sami Zayn's back, basically.
Yeah.
Every week. He's the best part of it. The fans love it. The fans did not want the baby faces, Madcap Moss and Ricochet, to win. On Raw, they did not want AJ Styles to beat Sami Zayn. People love Sami Zayn.
Sami Zayn is, so over right now. And you see him, like, when he dapped up, was it Jay? I think it was, like, on Raw or something, but with
he daps up Jimmy. Jay doesn't like him.
Yeah, that's that one. When Kevin Owens was there. I don't know. They both have DUIs, right? He did that. Like, it was like so smooth, and then I was like, oh, like he can't do anything wrong right now.
Well, I think whichever one showed up actually could come to Canada this time.
Yeah, that's right.
So someone got over the border. You lied there, Tim?
Yeah, I was sorry. I was getting something ready for the classic segment at the end of the show. Stick around.
Sami Zayn, what's your thoughts on him?
No, like I was listening when you guys were saying, I completely agree. Roman's not going to be the guy at this point that's around all the time, but Sammy is so entertaining, and he's going to at least keep the crowd engaged and interested in what's going on. And of course, got the whole dynamic between which Uso brother's the one that doesn't like him or trust him.
Jay.
Main
event Jay Uso.
Obviously, that's going to play out at some point. So, I think it's entertaining. I mean, obviously, the bloodline and anything with Roman, and I know we're talking about Sammy, but just like that whole thing's the best thing in WWE right now, for sure.
Let's talk about Roman. Roman is not on Extreme Rules. They don't want Roman to lose, but they do want to take a title off of him. They're trying to think of what to do, apparently, and they can't figure it out.
It's kind of hard to not have
to lose, but just give it up. Be like, I'm not here all the time.
I think they've worked. I think they've worked themselves, and I'm not worked themselves into a shoot, not like that. But I think they've worked themselves into a position where, as a fan, just watching the whole thing goes down, it feels like they built up Roman, and they built up Roman, and they built up Roman, and
like
they've
the
been
Fiend.
No, but I think that they've been waiting to do this match with The Rock, and I just don't think that the schedule was like working out, and they're like trying to like kind of wait for it. Like I even heard Triple H say in that Ariel Helwani interview, he was like, "It's there when he wants it." He's like, "The story's built in." He's like, the match is like ready to go. He was saying as far as it's there, as far as The Rock. And I think it's like, it's the only thing that would work or make sense. It's the only star that's big enough. He already beat Cena. So there's only
He's beating
who
everyone.
else? So it has to be Rock.
Well, I saw someone talking about it on, I think it was TikTok, throwing out their idea on it, and they were like, why don't you somehow, just get the belt off of Roman and put it in a match in the Rumble. Make the Rumble this year for one of the belts. Have Cody Rhodes win it, and then
How do you just somehow get the belt off the champion?
I don't know. When Becky Lynch had 2 belts, didn't she just give it up?
No, that you can't.
Yeah,
do
but
that.
Roman.
They've worked
It's not the same
themselves
as
into a
Roman.
problem.
I don't know. We're not the bookers, all right?
No, but
Yeah, they've worked themselves. Vince has worked himself into a problem.
It's either you have Rock come do the match, and then
Yeah, but you're saying I talked to you. You said to have The Rock win the titles. I was like, what
Yes.
do you mean?
because Roman's not there, like defending him that much anyway. So have the Rock
Okay, then how do you beat The
come
Rock?
do okay. So look, Rock comes in. He gets the title off Roman, okay? So you've ended the undefeated streak. Now he's beatable. Like, you needed someone at least credible to beat him, because if anybody else beats him, it's going to just not work. Like, it's not going to be believable. So you have Rock.
To me, Rock and Roman at Mania should be Rock's last match. That should be his retirement.
That's
match.
what I'm saying. He comes back and does a match at, like, a different pay-per-view, gets the belt off of him, and then Roman beats him at Mania, and then Rock does he retires. But at that point, Roman's already been beaten. So, the guy, once the streak is broken kind of thing, it kind of humanizes the person, I think. So I think if he gets beaten once, he can now be beaten by somebody else, and it's not as big of a deal. It's the only way to
That's what
slow
happened
down.
with Taker after Brock beat him, and then Roman beat him again.
Right. So then
That
it kind of like, it cools it off a little bit. I think he's just you just don't have anybody else that's on his level unless another young guy comes along, like a Daniel Bryan type scenario where the crowd has decided that this is the guy, whether that's what the company wants or not, and they're so over that it would work. But there's no guys right now. I don't think that there's any guys that the crowd loves that much.
Bray Wyatt's new character.
Maybe that's maybe
Karrion Kross beat him.
No. God. If Karrion Kross beats Roman Reigns, oh my God.
Let's continue to the show because there is no answer to this question. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens as time
We're
goes on.
spitballing here.
Yeah. We had a little fun segment backstage with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. In the end, Kevin told Sami to get a new shirt because he looked at his honorary shirt and just like shook his head basically and told him to get a new one. Just thought it was a little funny. The Maximum Male Models are posing backstage throughout the entire show trying to beat the record for longest pose in Canada. Max Dupree comes up and purposely pushes one of them to ruin it before the time's over in the last 10 seconds. And Max Dupree quits Maximum Male Modeling. He said, "This isn't for me." You're damn right. Go back and be LA Knight now, please. Is all I'm saying. So hopefully Max Dupree changes his name back to LA Knight, and his character is then... He's a great talker, for one. He was great at NXT. He's pretty good in the ring, too. He's a good character. Got a good look, as they say. I'm a fan of him getting...
You want to go...
being
You want to
John
go work on your upper body, and then you'll be in the hunt. Little Beyond the
Because
Mat
of travel issues.
quote, in case if anybody... Someone out there appreciated that line.
Because of travel issues this week, Sheamus was the only one of the Brawling Brutes able to travel. because of travel issues, he was the only one able to travel. Yes, to Canada, and because he was by himself, he ended up getting beat down in the ring by Imperium. I don't know if it was already announced, but a match is set up for Extreme Rules, and it is Brawling Brutes versus Imperium in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match, whatever the that means.
These names.
It's some Irish thing, I guess.
It actually takes place out front of a shire.
Speaking of, I just started Fellowship the other night again. Yeah. Our main event was Drew McIntyre, Kevin Owens, and Johnny Gargano teaming up against Alpha Academy and Austin Theory. Good match. I like Kevin Owens and Johnny teaming up together. They had teamed up on Raw as well, but we just didn't talk about it. Winners were Drew, Kevin, and Johnny, and in the end, Drew takes the strap that he's going to use in the strap match and use it against Austin Theory, just beating this dude down. I don't know who he pissed off backstage, but that was SmackDown. Let's get into Rampage. One thing to talk about, Rampage was not good, was all I can say. I'm trying to find other words for it. Just not good. It was bad. Whatever. Agree, disagree. I don't care. Only thing to talk about, my opinion.
Dude, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm
mainly talking about anyone that's listening. But opening match was the Acclaim versus Private Party versus Butcher and the Blade for the Tag Team Championship. Winners were the Acclaimed. Good opener. Max Caster had a rap about the Blades band breaking up.
Rest in peace every time I die.
I was like, crap, what else? Oh, he said something to Private Party about get off Matt Hardy's nuts. Probably the most entertaining part of the show, in my opinion. Didn't care for the rest of the matches, so sorry AEW this week, but did not. It was not. There was 3 bad promos on Dynamite. You know, there was Rampage was. It was, in my opinion, not a good AEW week, except for the main event.
What do you think, Jeremy? You're very pro AEW. How did you like the shows this week?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't
WWE
the best.
Was stronger. No.
I mean, I'm wearing an AEW hat right now. It's, just so the listeners know that we're not haters.
I do think for AEW it affected them more with the hurricane because it seemed like a bunch of their people were in Florida. I don't know how much it changed.
Were they
the shows,
all in Jacksonville?
Yeah, it's like because they moved them all there for during COVID. But I don't know how it changed the shows, but they still have the big names there.
Well, that wraps up Rampage. I wanted to do a little Extreme Rules predictions this week with you guys because it is this Saturday. Me and Tim are going to watch Sunday. So, Jeremy, don't spoil it for us. Saturday night.
Yeah, Jeremy.
So far, there's been 6 matches announced. So far, not saying that Jeremy spoils or something. I'm just
Jeremy.
Warning. Hey, we're not watching until next night. There's 6 matches announced. I don't think they're going to add any more. It would have to be a last-minute addition.
It's a good amount of matches. You don't need more.
If you guys are watching, a QR code just popped up very quickly. While the girls were backstage talking, Candice LeRae and Asuka, Bianca, and Alexa Bliss. So maybe I'll rewind afterwards and pause it and scan it. But so we got the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, and like I said, a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match.
What the fuck does that even mean?
I really feel like this can. I don't know. I feel like this could go either way, though.
That's what I was just thinking.
Who do you guys got though?
I mean, I like the Brawling Brutes because I don't know. They feel like they're really gelling.
I do like them now.
I do like them now. They feel like they're gelling right now.
And
I'm just glad
Gunther's got the Intercontinental title, so they're good.
I'm just glad Pete Dunne's essentially back, minus his name.
It's Butch. But
I think okay, anyway. All right, I think that the the Brawling Brutes will win just because they got the momentum.
He's Butch, damn it. No, he'll always be Pete Dunne to me. I hate the name Butch for him. And I think we all do. All you guys do too. Yeah, I'm going to go with Brawling Brutes. Edge versus Finn Balor. I'm saying Edge. I don't see Edge saying I quit.
I quit match, so I'd feel like Edge.
I don't feel like Edge says I quit. I feel like Edge wins.
Yeah. They don't make the babyface say I quit.
Yeah, they're definitely going to have like Finn be like, I fucking quit, boyo. I quit.
Or the Drew McIntyre versus Karrion Kross. Strap match. Karrion Kross.
I think
You don't have your new guy. Really? Okay.
He just lost in the title match.
He has to win.
Yeah.
I don't know. The bookings, that's a tough one.
Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. Oh, okay. Go on.
No, I just wanted to know, like, these matches are all no DQ?
Yeah, there's a stipulation for all of them, yeah.
So the thing is, there's no easy way to... Like, there's no easy out booking that you can do. Like, you can't have disqualification. Yeah, like, there's no, passing like, run-in. There's no hitting the referee by accident. There's no, like, if you're normal out that you can do to get around this sort of thing. Huh. Interesting. So, I don't know. Yeah, this makes the picks more fun.
This is one of the better Extreme Rules pay-per-views, by the way, by the looks of it so far. It hasn't
in a long time.
But in a long time, where every match actually has a stipulation. Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins, and it was announced this week that special guest referee was Daniel Cormier. I love this. It's in a fight pit match. I think this match is going to be the show stealer, in my opinion. I like the fight pit matches I've talked about before. Daniel Cormier, I know, has always wanted to do something with WWE, so this is a cool way to introduce him in some capacity. It makes sense. Yeah. I'm going to go with Matt Riddle.
This is another tough one.
Yeah.
I feel like Seth.
Okay. I like it when we're divided. Tim, tiebreaker.
I think Riddle wins only because in this scenario, I could see Seth being more cool with losing in an MMA style fight than Riddle would be from a behind the scenes point of view. Like, I feel like it wouldn't, like, Seth would be like whatever's best for everybody, and Riddle might be a little bit more like, well, I can't lose because, I was like, did UFC and stuff. So, like, I don't know. I'm gonna go with Riddle.
I think Cormier, he's a big fan of Seth, I'm pretty sure. So
okay,
turns on him. Sinclair gets to him.
Sinclair turned on him. Sinclair must have gotten to him. Jeremy, we gotta have you over and watch that movie one night. It's terrible. It's the best terrible wrestling movie ever.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. Yeah. I forgot that part.
Have you guys seen, or do you remember the fight pit matches before? I think you'll like it if you haven't.
Vaguely.
Raw talks about it and shows what they were like before. They do a little clip tonight. It happened earlier, right before Seth started talking. So,
oh my god, I'm watching Raw right now.
Dude, Heidenreich. It's the Heidenreich vibes.
My god.
Thanks for Loomis and Menez. All right, so then we have Liv Morgan versus Ronda Rousey in an Extreme Rules match. I'm saying Ronda takes back the title.
You think?
That's where I'm going. You going Liv?
I think Liv just for a little bit longer.
Unless Shayna Baszler gets involved and then we get a feud with Ronda and Baszler, but
that would be good.
Yeah, that would be good. How about you, Tim?
I agree with you. I mean, that's at least what I'm hoping.
Is Ronda?
Yeah.
You're hoping Ronda beats Liv?
Yeah, because then we could get that other feud.
Yeah, I don't want to see Shayna team up with Ronda. I want to see them go at one another. I
Yeah,
love
it's just-
Shayna as women's champion in NXT.
I just think it would be a good match, and I feel like that's the way you get there, by having Ronda win.
Finally, we have Bianca Belair versus Bayley in a ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. I'm going Bayley.
Yeah, I was thinking the same. I'm going Bayley, just because I feel like they need all the titles in that group right now.
Ding dong. Come on, Tim.
I'm going my girl Belair. I'm going to root for her.
Well, that's all the matches that were announced. We got 6. Last pay-per-view had 6 as... What was it? What was the last pay-per-view? Clash at the Castle. Yeah, see, WWE doesn't fill their shows with like a million. You know, we're going to get a solid start to finish.
But they also have a show every single month.
This is true.
So.
This is true. But if Bayley wins, Damage Control will have 3 titles. We'll have the Women's Tag and the Raw Women's Championship.
Yeah, so I think they should go with that.
But that wraps up the show, Tim, if you want to take us out.
Well, before we close out, like I've been saying at the beginning of the show to stick with us, we've been on a 2002-2003 kick for classic matches of the week. So
I know what Tim's going to tell you all to watch.
No, I don't think so. Maybe. I did text you about it the other day. But I'm going to go, for this one, it's going to be Unforgiven 2002. And this card, just to name a few matches, is Rey Mysterio versus Chavo Guerrero. You have Booker T, Bubba Ray Dudley, and Goldust, a.k.a. Dustin Rhodes, if you're more familiar with him now, versus Christian, Lance Storm, Test, rest in peace, and William Regal. So, I mean, that's a superstar matchup right there. You got Chris Jericho versus Ric Flair for the Intercontinental Championship.
Ooh.
Eddie Guerrero versus Edge. Triple H versus Rob Van Dam. Chris Benoit versus Kurt Angle. And the main event is Brock Lesnar with Paul Heyman, even all the way back in 2002, versus The Undertaker. And that is actually a 20-minute, 27-second long match. And it's a
Isn't it Hell in a Cell?
That is actually the one afterwards.
But this is their first encounter, or first and second encounter.
First encounter. So yeah, that's my classic show of the week. Unforgiven 2002. Go back and enjoy. Obviously, it's on Peacock. Maybe you're a DVD person. I don't know. Some people still like that. But if that wraps up the show, I'll close us out. Thank you so much for joining us for episode 54. And we will be back next week to talk all things pro wrestling. Thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you all so much. Bye-bye, and enjoy the day.